Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. X cube negative 3x square positive 8x negative a equals to x negative 2 times x square negative x positive b. In the equation above, a and b are constants. If the equation is true for all real values of x, what is the value of b? In the given equation, there are two unknown constants a and b. Our aim is to get the value of this unknown constant b. Okay, now let me take the given equation as it is. That is x to the third power negative 3x square positive 8x and negative a equals to x negative 2 times x square negative x positive b. Okay, the question says this equation is true for all real values of x. Since this is true for all real values of x, we can plug in any real value for x in this equation. Okay, for my convenience, let me plug in the real value 2 for x in this equation. Why I particularly choose the real value 2 for x? Because on the right side, we find the factor x negative 2. When I plug in x equals to 2 over here, this factor will become 0. When this 0 is multiplied by this stuff, the entire right side will become 0. I can solve for a in this one. Once I get the value of a, using the value of a, I can get the value of the constant b over here. Okay, now let me plug in this 2 for x in the entire equation. Then we get 2 to the third power negative 3 times 2 square positive 8 times 2 negative a. On the right side, when I plug in x equals to 2 over here, it will become 0. 0 multiplied by this stuff also will be 0. So we get 0 on the right side. Okay, the value of this 2 to the third power is 8. And the value of this 2 square is 4. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, positive 16, negative a equals to 0. Okay, when I combine this 8, negative 12, positive 16, I am getting positive 12 and negative a equals to 0. Let me add a to both sides of this equation. When I add a to both sides of this equation, negative a, positive a will cancel out. I am getting 12 on the left side. On the right side, we get a. Okay, here I got the value of a. That is the value of a is 12. Okay, again, let me plug in some other different real value for x in this equation. This time, for my convenience, I am going to plug in x equals to 0. Okay, when I plug in x equals to 0, this one will become 0, this one will become 0, this one will become 0. Because all the three terms over here contain x, when I plug in x equals to 0, all of them will become 0. I just get negative a on the left side. Okay, here when I plug in x equals to 0 on the right side, here 0, negative 2 will be negative 2. When I plug in 0 for this one and this one, both of them will 0, then we get b over here. Then here, already we got the value of a, that is the value of a is 12. We can plug in this 12 for a over here. On the right side, we have negative 2 times b as can be written as negative 2b. Now to solve for b, let me divide both sides of this equation by negative 2. Then this negative 2 will cancel out. This negative will cancel out. 12 divided by 2 is 6. On the right side, we have b. Okay, here I got the value of b. The value of b is 6.